Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call meeting to order. Anybody like to approve the minutes of the prior meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the July 10th meeting as presented by the clerk.
I'll second it.
Counselor Chombley made the motion, and Kathy,
Yes.
and Devin will second it.
Say all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye. Fill in town minutes, so you have to be patient. Okay, at this time we'll open up the floor for public comments. If you would like to address the board, please state your name, your address, and what you'd like to discuss. What you would.
My name is Chazy, and we're here to discuss regarding the Recreation Park playground update. We have some exciting news that we wanted to present to the board. As for the details, I'm going to turn it over to Alan Roberts, the treasurer.
I'm Alan Roberts. I'm the treasurer for the Chazy Rec Park Upgrade Committee. And before I start this, and bear with me because I probably get a little emotional, but this is, as probably some of you know, we've had the last couple of years we've been working on trying to fundraise for the rec park. And sometimes it goes strong and sometimes it doesn't. But we have some exciting news to share, and I'm really happy with Shay to do that. But before I do that, I want to give her some credit, because I think she deserves some credit. She doesn't know that I'm going to do this, so it's a little surprise for her. She's probably going to blush. But 6 months ago, I would have closed the committee. I would have probably said, let's walk away and return the money that we had collected already, because we didn't really look like we were going anywhere. It was really slow going. People are very interested in the playground upgrade. They want to see it happen, but as you know, families are busy, money is tight, so money was trickling in, and I was looking at what looked to be a 10-year project, and I didn't know if we could stick with it for that length of time. But about a month ago, the committee that stands right now got together. Chris was there, and I was very proud of her and the committee because they sat there and talked about it, and they said, we're going to nickel and dime this if we have to, because we're going to make it happen. So that's where it stood about a month ago. And again, she spearheaded this. She has stuck with it. Committee members have come and gone, but she has brainstormed with people. She's found other committee members for us, and she has continued to go to the community and collect and come up with ideas. So I personally am very proud of her, and I think the board should be very proud of what she's going to accomplish for this town, along with the committee. I don't undermine the committee has been working really hard, but she has spearheaded it. She's done an outstanding job, and I'm very proud of her. Beyond that, the exciting news is through some contacts, which is how most things do get done, usually in the long run, some amazing circumstances just happen to roll into place. A young couple that has community ties bought Charlie Cody's house down on the Lakeshore Road. And my partner, Gary Engel, and I just happened to know them. We caretake for his father. Well, the young wife was getting rid of some of the things in the house. I'm trying to make this as simple as I can. Wanted to get rid of some of the things in the house, move some new things in. And she said, do you know of any place that I can donate some of these items to? And I said, well, really not really, other than the Salvation Army or whatever. And she said, well, I think I'll hold a garage sale. So she said, do you know of any charity that I could donate the proceeds from the garage sale to? And I said, well, as a matter of fact, I do. So I told her about the committee, and I told her about the project that we'd really like to see take place. And I showed her the pictures that the committee has come up with of the proposed playground. And And she said, that really sounds wonderful. They have 3 young children that will be vacationing in the area, and she thought that would be a wonderful idea. They're very fortunate. They come from a family of well-to-do means, and she feels very strongly that it's important for them as young people to give back the blessing that they've received by having this money. So she said, I just love the whole concept, so she said, I'll run my garage sale and you'll get the donations from it. And I really thanked her. I said, that I thought was generous on its own. So 2 days later, she had been talking to Gary a little bit more, and she called me and she said, I'd really like to help you get the committee rolling more with the funds. And she said, if we gave you $25,000, would that help you? And I didn't believe I heard her right, so I go real quick, what did you say? And she said, if we give you $25,000, will that help you? And I said, I don't know what to say, I'm like this, I was gonna cry, and I said, yes, that would be a blessing, because I really haven't really felt what we were gonna do. We were gonna continue, but it seemed like it was gonna be a long house. So they are willing to do that, they want to do that. And at this point, his parents have both come on board too with it. They want to help substantially. So I really believe, we've been rolling through the numbers again, we really believe we're gonna have the funds to do the playground, all, not in parts, but all together. So that's amazing. They have just asked for something. They would like, because their family, his family, has been involved in the community for years, and I'll give a little background in a minute. They would like to have the playground named after his great-grandfather, who was A.P. Whitall. And you're shaking your head, so you probably know who it is. And obviously, he was very well connected with the community right from the beginning. He worked for Mr. Minor, and I do have a write-up. I'm just going to read because she wrote it, and I think it deserves it. She wrote it.
I can send it to you later if you like.
And they have agreed to whatever you'd like to do in terms of a press release or whatever. They're very, because they feel that will help encourage. Because we're not done fundraising. We want the community to be involved, and we believe this news will get it really rolling, because people will see it's really going to happen. Mr. A.P. Woodall started under W.H. Minor in the early 1900s. Upon the passing of Mr. Minor, A.P. Woodall was elected president of W.H. Minor, Inc. in Chicago, Illinois. He was also elected head of the board of trustees for the W.H. Minor Foundation, the Heart's Delight Farm, in Chazy, New York, head of the Chazy Central Rural School, and head of the Physicians Hospital. He carried on Mr. Minor's dream as a philanthropist to the community. He spearheaded the construction, building, and dedication of the W.H. Minor Agricultural Research Institution in Chazy, New York. He served the community of Chazy, the W.H. Minor Foundation, and W.H. Minor, Inc. faithfully until his passing in 1960. He was the first generation of Whittalls to spearhead the Minor. The second generation was the grandfather of this young couple, and that was William E. Whitall, who we originally thought they wanted to name the playground after, but they've now decided, since the father and son are both going to contribute, they'd like to really recognize right back to the roots with A.P. Whitall. And Alex and Elle Whitall are the young couple that are willing to donate substantially. And like I said, their parents are going to help too. They wanted to see what, after Alex and Elle contributed, and what we have with community contributions. And I was advising Shay that we're running around 4,500, 5,000 right now. And that still is with several places that we need to go yet. And I'll let Shay talk about that. And that's where we stand. So we're pretty excited.
We were thinking with this, we weren't originally going to, as we talked to Chris, the rubberized mulch underneath the playground, the estimated value for that is roughly $9,000. It's an expensive product, but because of the compression testing due to state and federal regulations, you have to either have the rubberized mulch or you have to have a certain amount of wood chips for compression tests. That's when a child falls from a certain height, and it has to have some kind of an absorption for the test. You can't have sand, you can't have any stones, you can't have regular ground. So we were saying, with this amount of money, if we still collect from all of the businesses in Chazy, and they just give the $250 for their name to go on the plaque, that's $10,000 just in Chazy and our surrounding list that we had. So that would potentially save, I mean, if we have this and we still have to collect from the bigger businesses, and if the bigger businesses are willing to give more than the 250, we could potentially even wrap up the mulch into this product as well, and that's what we're really hoping.
We were amazed at the home day. We had people coming to us, individuals, to donate large amounts because they read the article in the paper that Shay was able to get in, and they were really moved by it. You know, you had grandparents coming and saying, yeah, they've taken their grandchildren down there and they think it could use some sprucing up, you know. So we were really pleased with the response at home day. We raised $1,000 just that day, you know. So,
Now, one thing we still need is community support to
Absolutely.
direct that, correct?
Yeah, we had 3 $100 donations at Old Homestead, which was able to push us up above the goal. And I think we have several phone numbers that people want to donate items left over from garage sales. My machine has been at least 3 messages that I've gotten. I've gotten emails that people want to donate leftover items for the garage sale. The Rod and Gun Club has offered to waive the entry fee for their booth that they do at the Weathercock.
Yep.
September 1st, they wanted us to set up a booth, and we said that that would be the perfect advertisement for us to go and set up like our tag sale there and raise some money there as well, and possibly do another 50-50.
but in terms of community, yes, and we're hopeful if you're willing to agree to their request, which I would hope we would be, because it's amazing when someone is willing to give that kind of money, and it's the least that I think, that's how things get named as far as I know. We would hope if you are gonna do a press release that you would put in there along with announcing this that we're still looking for donations from community and businesses in the area, that we're not quite there, we're really close. Because I don't think we should expect the family to give everything. We want to show our support, you know,
And
as a
it can still
community.
expand even off from where
Absolutely.
we're at right now. I mean, it can
Yes.
keep building and building to be larger, so.
Absolutely.
New benches would be nice.
That's right.
Yeah, we're hoping we'll have more so we can do more, but that's what we're looking for tonight is the town board's approval. Just so I can go back to the young couple and say, yes, they're happy to support you.
I think I speak on behalf of the board, great job, both of you and your committee. I mean, this is really exciting for the town. I mean, it's a nice project, and it's gonna be nice for the children, and
It'll be amazing.
it's gonna be great, so, I mean, as far as I'm concerned,
Thanks,
it's wonderful.
Absolutely, thank you for all you've done. You're welcome.
So tell them yes when we.
Thank you,
when we-
because they know I haven't,
what-
they know the next step is tomorrow. I'm going down to get the money.
What I'd like to do is, if you don't mind, I'll get a hold of the lady at the press that usually does our articles.
Mhm.
And if we could set up a time where both of you could come with us as a group,
Right.
so she can get all the details and how it all came about, and I'm sure she'll put a nice story in.
We were hoping that they may, even if we could get the committee together, maybe they'd be willing to do a picture with the couple giving us a fake check, you know, and have a picture in the paper. We thought with the committee and them, that might be a real nice
Good
PR
idea.
thing.
Very good idea. All right, we'll coordinate something within the next couple of weeks.
Wonderful.
That's awesome. Thank you very much for all your work.
Oh, you're welcome.
And the board will send them a thank you as well.
We don't,
Definitely.
who should we send a thank you note to?
It will be Alex and L,
Please,
E-L-L-E,
okay.
and it's W-I-T-H-A-L-L. And I have their address if you just give me a moment. Because she donated $300 from her garage sales. Beyond that. 1736 Lakeshore Road.
All right, Alec is the
Alexander.
son of which
He's
one?
the son of David and Prue Whitall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the boat house,
Yes, at Camp W.
right,
Yes, the boathouse, yeah. And they're the couple that are also gonna help
right,
with.
it's David's son.
Yes,
Yeah.
David's son.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Yes.
Great. Anybody else want to address the board?
Yes, I'm Warren Bixler, 1276 Fisk Road. Renata and I live there. We're upstream from the dam that the firemen own. The river is down a foot to a foot and a half, never mind the dry summer. After last summer's hurricane, Irene, it just took everything downstream. I think the dam got damaged, but and of course I'm there every day. So I'm estimating like this spring we go back from Florida end of March, and the river's down a foot and a half. That's my guess, or maybe more.
The lake's down a lot too.
Well, I know that, but I think something happened to the dam. I spoke to Staub, but this is the first time I've mentioned it. I thought I'd mention it to the board. I haven't been to the firemen because I don't know when they meet. So
The dam comes under federal. If I remember, right, we just went through this
As far as
3-4 years ago.
protection of it, but the fire department owns the dam, so.
Yeah, the fire department owns the dam, but the government plays a part, if I'm correct.
I alerted the
Right,
DEC, but I didn't really pursue it past one phone call.
Yeah,
Uh,
this one,
It's the one right over here.
right here by Stewart.
I'll contact the fire department and see if they've had it inspected recently.
It's above Stewart's, because all that stuff came down, he must have went, pounded that.
We just went through it, under this dam, who brought it up 5-6 years ago.
I'll find out if they've had
And
it
it came under
inspected.
federal.
Well,
I think they
it's
have to have it done every so
an
often.
aesthetic thing, but it might be a conservation thing too, because if it stays down a foot and a half for the next, who knows how long, I mean, maybe it's no problem, I don't know.
Wasn't there an issue not too long ago with beavers building a dam up there?
Yeah, I was up there a year ago, but Hurricane Irene took the beaver dam out,
Also the dam,
everything down.
they haven't reconstructed another dam up, no?
I've been up this summer, so.
But yeah, it's definitely something that probably should be looked at, if there's structural damage done to the dam.
I don't know, I mean,
Well, you don't have the water, they won't build the dam.
thank you.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll get in contact with the fire chief and find out if they had it inspected lately.
Okay, thank you.
Did you want, Ricky?
Hi, my name is Ricky Warren, 207 Sheldon Lane, Chazy. I'm just wondering where the board is on looking at the law to inspect apartment buildings and stuff like that. So I'm not sure what progress you've made or where you're at with that.
Right. What we can tell you, we haven't really took any stance on it yet. We were talking about, I know we had gotten that copy of what, it was a town of Port Henry had put into place as far as inspecting every apartment building that became vacant to make sure that it met the codes.
Yeah.
We haven't really done anything with it yet. I think that the planning board actually is gonna be looking at that. They do that first before they ask the board for approval. So I'll talk to Tom Dasno and see if anything has been talked about yet.
Do you have some concerns about it, Rick?
Yeah.
Is there a
What
reason
would
you
it-
ask, or you have concerns?
Well, I have
Positive,
several
negative?
apartment buildings and
What's that?
I have several apartment buildings and I'm worried about the added costs.
Right,
Well, the thing is they're supposed to be maintained to code. And
Absolutely.
that's all that this is reinforcing, is that they do maintain at the code level.
And
So, I mean, I don't know what
what's grandfathered in and what's not. That's the challenge, is two of mine are recent purchases, and I don't know if they were up to code or not, but I have not had full repairs, and I know some of the stuff is probably not, but, so.
I don't know, that's something that we gotta take a look at and how we're gonna word
If
it.
you put cost and have people have to upgrade apartments to code within a certain time frame, it could be a challenge to several owners.
But you have to look at the safety of the tenants that are occupying it too. I mean, is there a safety hazard that's there? You know, there's supposed to be fire, smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors. Are there mold and mildew issues because of previous water damage? I mean, there's a lot of things that you know, you gotta look at the well-being of the person that's occupying it. I understand you know, that you're in it for an income basis, but, I mean, there's also health issues that or somebody's life that could be at stake too, so.
Yeah, and unfortunately, for me, that's common sense, but I know for others, it's not common sense, but,
Right.
you know, it looks like the 2% is penalizing the other 98% again. And I know that's part of life, but it's a bit of a challenge when you keep adding costs to this, and the cost is paid, it is passed on, let's face it. So, yeah, I am concerned, so, thank you.
Anybody else?
I've got one thing, Chris had asked last month about the STAR program for an individual, for their county taxes or town taxes. And as far as the STAR program, there is none, but you've got 4 or 5 different exemptions that the person may qualify, you know, whether it be an aged exemption, income, or whatever. So the best advice I can give you is to have them personally talk to their assessor and see if they qualify for any of those. So there's 4 or 5 different exemptions that are available, and certain people may meet the criteria and certain people may not. Okay?
I'll pass that on, thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else? We'll close the public session, comment session. We'll go down, I guess we'll start with you, Bill. Do you have anything for us on that?
Actually, I'd like to ask for an executive session at the end of the meeting, just to discuss a pending litigation matter.
I do have something for you too, Bill. I don't know if you got my email. I sent you a copy of our current code of ethics laws. No, didn't get it? We were sent a new code of ethics law by the town of Eatontown just to show us when it wasn't, I thought I scanned it down to you, but I was gonna have you review it and see if we might wanna update ours. This is pretty thorough. And this is the current one that we have for the town, so it's a lot different, so I just thought maybe you might wanna look at that and see if there's something we can address maybe at the next meeting. Also, Computel Consultants,
Yes.
what do you think we should do with that? This is for the Time Warner findings.
Yeah, it's the renewal of the franchise agreement.
Right.
It's the things we discussed probably 6, 8 months ago, a lot of what Comtel came up with, which was to go back and ask them, you know, to service various areas of the town, talking about service to the
We did all
town.
that.
Yeah, you've done it all.
We did all that, but what
The
about
only
the,
different, one of their big changes was again, going back to this 3% or 5% of the revenue, as far as what the town would get as a franchise fee. And it seems like that memo was encouraging the town board to consider going to 5% to generate revenue for the town. I think it had been discussed, we did discuss it before, and again, almost a year ago in this process, but that, you know, that's a pass-through. And I think the board's feeling was you didn't want to do that because it's another form of tax to your residents. But that seemed to be one of the major things they were discussing in that memo.
what about the 3% underpayment?
Well, that's a separate issue, the audit issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that something that we should have them pursue though?
Oh, yeah, that would be something you should be doing regularly as far as having an audit.
Could we ask them to put the savings on to the residents of what they wanted the franchise fees to be?
No, it would just be a revenue. It's that they underpaid you from the revenue they already generated from the citizens. It's a question of having not fully accounted for the gross revenue. The 3% is calculated on the gross revenue that they derive from service, the franchise service in the town. It's just a question of them not having paid you the correct amount.
No, but I'm saying as far as for increasing the franchise fees to 5%, which the town declined.
Right. Could you what?
Could we ask them to see about giving a reduction to the people of the town for their usage of Time Warner cable, since we rejected that?
Well, their cost isn't gonna change.
No, it doesn't. No, not really. This is just it's the pass-through is something that's charged on their bills. And it's on the gross revenue that is generated by users of the system.
Right.
What they're talking about is when they audit the system, or they audit the gross revenues that were earned by town of Chazy residents using Time Warner, they underpaid the town on that 3% that we were entitled to get.
Right.
So we should ask them to write to Time Warner and ask them to rebate us the $3,400.
Right.
I mean, I think they get 50% of it, their cut is 50%. What we agreed to is if you did find there was an error, that their fee is 50% of what they find, which, so we still get,
It's large, I mean, it's a large fee, but
Yeah.
it's money the town wouldn't have recouped or
You know,
realized.
14 or 1,500 bucks for us, so,
Correct.
so we might as well have them do it.
Yeah. And again, report back to them on the 3% versus 5%. I think the other things they've raised in there are things that's already been done in terms of free service to the town and whatnot for cable.
So to state that we want to keep the revenue the same now, but not increase it to 5% unless we do, the board decides that they want to increase, but I don't think we really want to.
Not if it's gonna get directly passed on to the residents.
They did have several suggestions as far as wording in the franchise agreement. One, to increase what goes into the computation of gross revenue. Anyway, most of their wording I would agree with, we should go back to Time Warner with. But assuming you want to stay at the 3%, it would just be wording in the franchise agreement that would be changed.
Can you email me what we should have them wording wise of what we would like? You know what I mean? So then I know how to send them, what to send them in the letter besides the credit that's due. You just kind of email me what you're,
Yeah,
would like me it.
I have it highlighted, but I'll send you something.
Okay, great.
Now, are you responsible for sending the audit onto them, or whoever did the audit?
CompuTel, in other words, we need permission to have them proceed with the rebate.
Mhm.
So if the board agrees, we'll say to them, you know, we understand that there was $3,410.81 that was underpaid the town, and we understand your fee is 50%, but we would like you to pursue this with the Time Warner.
So they will pursue it?
That's right.
Okay. I thought you were gonna.
Yep. We need a motion for that? Would that be, do we have a motion to do that, Bill, or?
Yeah, it would be good because you're actually planning them to do the audit, to complete the audit and seek reimbursement from Time Warner.
So what we'll do, I'll word it with you tomorrow. Does everybody get the general idea of what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay, and then, I'll help her word it tomorrow. It's basically that we're gonna write to CompuTel Consultants. Bill's gonna give me the wording that we should include in our contract. I'll tell them to go ahead and pursue the amount of money that's owed the town from their findings and go from there.
I'll second that.
I'm just gonna say is, I made the motion, the public seconded it.
Okay. Start made a motion and, Bucket seconded. For Time Warner for the rebate?
Right, and go ahead. I'll word it with you tomorrow.
Okay.
Jerry made the motion.
Jerry made the motion.
Jerry.
Jerry made the motion? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, sorry.
and then just do the roll call.
Okay, roll call?
Yes.
Jerry?
Jerry? Okay. Kathy?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Bucket?
Yes.
Mr. Bacco?
I don't vote.
Just me.
No, just,
Just me, just before and then myself.
Okay.
Yes.
We're trying to figure out what he does say.
Okay. Timmy? Do you have anything?
Yeah, I got a little bit. We just finished the repairs on O'Neill Road Bridge. So I'm gonna get with you on that paperwork, I'll have to know when your desk today.
I found it.
So we can get reimbursed for that from FEMA.
Yep.
So that's all done. We just finished sidewalk up finally at the library, the final portion of that. We did that the other day, so that's all done. Had Dave come over, we built a couple little lean-tos off the building and put our fuel oil tanks in containments, cause it's regulation by law. They've been going around really hammering. Got a couple of towns that didn't have it done, they're $3,500 a piece fine not having it done. So, them are done, we're good there. We went over, like we talked, on Old Station Drive, took all the sidewalks, everything out, got that ready to pave. Plattsburgh should be here next week, I finally said next week, cause, the state's been doing the throughway, they cut everybody off and one could get blacktop. So it's putting everybody way behind schedule this year. So we're doing that, that railing that Staub sent me pictures on, that was a railing that was on 22. Well, that's what we did, when we got done, we did that, fixed that all up.
Now, where was this, Tim?
Over on Route 22, it'd be just north of Lover's Lane. We went with that other railing up now. And I went around with Staub looking at sidewalks to repair. And we've been going around spraying them and everything. I've had, soil was done, wet Chazy's all been sprayed, all done. And we're working on Chazy. That'll be done. We got moved a bunch of equipment up for Morris Pet. We're getting ready, stripping land, getting ready to start hauling sand for the year, getting that done. What else? That's the truck that you see in the paperwork right there. That's pretty much it. Game's going good. Actually, way ahead of schedule during our paving.
So you're anticipating on doing some roads starting next week, or are you gonna be doing the,
We're gonna start in the garage.
you're gonna be doing the garage first?
Start in the garage, we're gonna do 2 inches. Then we're gonna leave there, we're gonna come over, we're gonna do River Street. We're gonna go over to Old Station Drive, then we're gonna go back, finish the garage, the salt shed. And then we're gonna go down to Eagle Acres, gonna do Eagle Acres, then we're headed up to West Chazy, we're gonna do, that section of Atwood and that section of O'Neill Road. Then that one, and leave, we just head right back to Plattsburgh.
Okay.
2.5 miles.
Good night, Tim.
How many miles, 2.5?
2.5.
Okay, thank you, Jimmy. Chris?
Just a few items. The repairs on the roof, where do we stand with that? How's it coming along?
Coming along good. He's told us he would probably be done by the 13th of August. I don't know how close he is to that, but he's been here quite regularly, so he's coming along nicely. He's doing a nice job.
13th of August, that's today.
I know, but he's still not done, so. He thought he was gonna be, but yeah, he's coming along nicely with it.
He hasn't finalized the date yet.
No. He's done quite a bit, and he's doing a very nice job.
Hmm.
And somebody's checking to make sure he's doing what was on the.
Well, what we're gonna do is, as soon as he gets done, we're gonna go over that list, our bid specs list, to make sure everything was done. I think he actually told me that he had more slate that he's replaced than what was in there, but he is doing it, and he said, I've given you more than what I'm supposed to be, but I'm doing it, so. As soon as he gets completely done, we'll go over that list together and make sure everything's been done according to our bid specs, so.
Yeah, I see he put copper flashing on,
Yeah.
which is nice. Is he gonna do the tower?
He's already done the
He's
side of
done
the
it.
tower, yeah, it's already done. Well, anyway, he's coming along nicely.
Okay. And the plans for Station Street, what are you gonna do? Put down the white line for the strip for the sidewalk, or what's gonna take place for that, Tim?
We're gonna mark off parking areas that they can park all up to,
Okay.
like we just got set right there.
Okay, so that's gonna be done?
Yeah.
Okay. The repairs, have they been made at the water tower from the lightning strike?
Still waiting for some parts coming in, so they're ordered, but they just take a long time to come in. We did put in because we thought that it's probably gonna run, we don't have definite figures yet, but we're probably looking at $6,000 or $7,000, so I did put in a claim to the insurance company just to put them on notice, to let them know that there may be a claim, and I think that we're gonna put one in because of the value.
Oh, we should.
What is the deductible on the town?
Something with the computer again. The computer was bad, they're running out the plant manually still. But he's here every day doing it, and so we're just waiting for a few more parts. They've already done a couple things, but
And
lightning's been killing us lately.
on the vault itself,
Yep.
are they finishing the siding on the outside?
Yep.
And
Yeah, if you look out there right now, all the big step area is gone, and he's going to be finishing that off and putting the siding back up, and that should be done in the next few days.
And is,
No, just a big block that was in front of it, it was like a cement thing, and it was all deteriorated
outside.
underneath, but it's all gone now. So he's just gonna be smoothing it out and putting the siding back up and enclosing it, and it'll look just like, buildings enclosed.
and it's working out fine, the new vault?
Oh, yeah, very good. Very good.
So everything's good. And the demo of the garage out here, is that gonna be taking place shortly as well?
He wants to take the roof, the metal roof off, like probably within the next 2 or 3 weeks, off the part that we wanna get rid of. And then we're gonna be talking to see how we go about taking off that one section where the vault was. Just from there over, he wants to leave the wall between where the vault was and the garage. There's like cinder block wall there, but I think he's just gonna see what we should do to take that down. It's pretty
He's
well
already,
constructed building,
he's
but,
already talked to me about it.
okay.
I'm gonna come over to the backhoe and see if I could just, cause it's concrete, see if I can just pop the walls loose and take them out in sections. I think we probably can
Okay.
haul it right away and be done with it.
Okay. And the final thing that I have is, last month Jerry had mentioned about the church in West Chazy was looking for projects for some of the kids. Has anybody made contact with you yet, Bob? or-
I have not.
No.
Actually, I did call somebody and told them, I can't remember what the discussion was, I called them the next day, but I'll follow up on that one. So they have children that want to do community projects, and
It was through the Wesleyan Church.
Wesleyan Church?
Dale Ann has the lady's number. It's in
yeah,
Atwood.
okay.
And just wish everybody happy and safe Labor Day weekend. That's it.
Jerry, anything?
No.
Kathy?
No, just echo, happy Ladies' Day, everybody.
Okay, anything?
No, how about, plant? Kirk and Belcher,
Nothing new,
nothing?
nothing new at all.
Uh, Assessment. We didn't file something in time, what effect does that have on us?
What didn't we?
Equalization. Pat Ayers sent a,
No, we got 100%
We got 100%.
assessment.
No, you sat.
Well, everything's been done.
The thing that she sent was, yeah, she wanted to buy a computer for 2,000.
no, she had something.
No, everything's been, nothing that I know of, it's not
Right
been
here.
done in time. I was just saying that the final equalization rate is the same as the tentative rate. We didn't file, the municipality did not file a complaint with respect to the tentative rate. So basically, it's just saying that the final equalization rate is the same as the tentative rate.
So
So
even
we
though,
are at 100%.
this is what I'm asking, are we,
We didn't
it
file any
doesn't, it
complaint.
doesn't affect our,
No. Our state equalization rate is 100%. So we're at full assessment.
Yeah.
Where it should
Okay.
be. We complied with that.
okay, you want that one? I got another.
Oh, I got it too, but it's, anything else? Okay.
No, everybody, oh, how's the new, dog control officer making out?
So far, good. We've been giving out our number, we got it on our website, we've posted her phone number on our website, we've had people calling in. We put it on Facebook, we put it everywhere we could, sent it down to Press Republican, so haven't heard any complaints so far, so I guess you're doing all right.
Other than that, that's all I got.
Okay, we've covered quite a bit with Timmy and the sidewalks, the ethics law, CompuTel. There will be no recycling day this year. I want to let the board know that because now they have no dates available for the rest of the year. They look solid. So I'm going to suggest maybe we'll try it again next year early. We'll get our name in there early and I'll notify them to make sure that we're on the list for next year and we'll see if we can put this together. We've been asked by our historian, Bob Cheeseman. As you know, there's going to be quite a few events for the Battle of Plattsburgh coming up. And in order to raise funds to have all this happen, I mean, Plattsburgh, West Chazy, the whole area is kind of going to be doing different things to, you know, remember the Battle of Plattsburgh. I'm not sure of the dates. I think it's September. I should have the poster here, but in September there's posters all around town. Is it the 13th?
No, the first.
First of September?
Yeah, that's gonna be a
They're
concert.
gonna have the, down here at Bob Neverrett's house, they're gonna have a get together and talk about the plaque and what happened for the Battle of Plattsburgh, etc. He's looking for a sponsor. He'd like to know if the town would sponsor this event because they would like us to all kind of help with costs. A sponsor amount is $200, and to put our name in one of the booklets, it's $225. It's got a big booklet they put out, and it's just our saying that we are part of the Battle of Plattsburgh, and this is what we're going to do on that day. It takes up a quarter of a, or half a page ad. I'm sorry, half a page ad in that booklet. Beekman does it, Plattsburgh does it. So he's asking for the town's permission to
So
be
who's
able
putting the
to.
booklet together, the county, historical society, or?
Historical Society, I believe.
No, it's Battle of Plattsburgh.
Is it
Battle
their
of
committee or?
Plattsburgh.
Plattsburgh, yeah.
Okay. But in order to be in there, that they would like to have us approve $225 for the ad, and then $200 for the sponsorship for your looking $425. And we'll work together. If you give us permission to do that, we'll work together to put the ad in the book. It's basically to show support that we support this.
Deadline on that?
Soon.
Say this seems.
They had to have it in today.
Yeah.
I said, we don't have a board meeting until Monday, Bob, you're gonna have to wait, I gotta get permission first, so.
Well, I thought we had already told Bob that we were.
Well, we told
No,
him
we
to
did
support
not.
it, but we didn't have any money enough.
We did on the banners, I think.
He said
we
that we
approved
could
that.
still get our ad in and be a sponsor if we do it tonight.
So is there a resolution in here for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay? And that's that all I've got right now, that's it. Other than that, everything's running smooth. And that's it, we'll go to resolutions. And we gotta have an executive session after, so.
Mhm.
Okay. 1999 Ford truck. Does anybody, using general equipment to type the capital reserve fund, subject to permission, referendum. Does anybody motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any good discussion? Okay, roll call?
Yes.
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 The second resolution is authorizing payments to sponsor Battle of Plattsburgh events and place an advertisement in the magazine.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Roll call?
Yes.
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 The next one is the 2012 budget transfers.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Elaine.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 And the last one is the payment of claims.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
I'll second it.
Jerry had a second.
Jerry did all right.
Any further discussion? Roll call?
Yes.
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 Yes. We'll go into executive session.
She goes up again, and Trombley's fouled this time.